Good evening, everybody. This is Steve Poulter with Ghost Trades. Little market update, weekly wrap. Actually, for me, it's going to be a weekly and a monthly wrap, and it is nothing to write home about. It was a terrible week, a terrible month. In fact, we attempted to go up a little bit for the week. We started around 43.35. We finished down around 42.88. That's just an atrocious week, down about 1%, a little over 1%. And then if you look at the month of September, after a negative August, we've gone started September at around 45.35, down to 42.88. I'm sorry, about 45.30, down to about 42.88. That is a down month. We dropped about over 5% this month. And going into September, we were hoping to buck the historical trend of September being the worst month of the year, because if the market is up as a whole 15% at the end of August, then historically that September bucks the trend and is positive. We did not do that this time. I cannot say that strong enough. I cannot say that often enough. We just did not do that this time. In fact, we started September over 15% positive for the year, and September has brought us down to a historical average of about 10% for the year. So we do have one quarter left. If we do nothing this quarter, make or lose money, we will end the year right at the historical norm, which is about 10%. History used to be about 8%. The last decade has brought us up to about 10%. But we have struggled the last 60 days. Now, that's the bad. Let's talk about the good. October puts in a lot of effort to break the down cycles of September. So October is actually the second worst month of the year. However, I think that's a little misleading, because we've had what's the right word? History has not been on our side. We had the crash in 1929 was October. The crash in 1987 was October. You take those into account, and because of September's being the worst month of the year, can often lead to a hangover into October. And then we generally will see some effort on the market's part in October to rally. So I had this discussion with the founder, SD, on Friday, and I said, how did I word it? I'm cautiously optimistic, famous word, right? And he said, I don't know if I share your optimism. And then I actually said, well, maybe I'm hoping more than I'm being optimistic. Now, having said that, I think I did miss an opportunity. We could have had an opportunity because tomorrow is the first Monday of the quarter. And the first Monday of the quarter is when 401ks, pension plans, retirement plans of certain types, not self-directed retirement plans, but mutual funds, that's the word I'm looking for, have opportunities and responsibilities to buy with all the cash that they've been taking out of paychecks for the last 90 days. And so you can oftentimes expect to see upward pressure on the first Monday of the quarter. Also, keeping in mind what happens in October, that we do try to get some kind of optimism going. I said over the weekend to my partners that I trade with and my friends and anybody I talk with who get sick of hearing about the market from me, I said, I really think we're going to pop Monday, not committing any further than Monday morning. And sure enough, the futures are up for Monday morning. And so I think we're going to open up October. And I think we're going to end October positive. However, we could have some really challenging times ahead of us still. And if it doesn't happen, that we find that turnaround in October, We could still go down another 5% very, very easily in the market in October. Now, this week, we do not have earnings yet. We are getting closer to earnings season. We do have one of the busiest weeks. Powell speaks this week, which is never a good thing for the market, in my opinion. I don't. Nothing personal against the man. I've never met the man. I don't think that he has done the market any favors whatsoever. None whatsoever. So anytime he speaks, I'm bearish. We also have the job openings this week. We have the ADP job numbers, which I think are completely overrated. I think ADP does not match what the government says more often than not. And I don't know why there's so much importance to put on ADP's numbers release, except for the fact that it tells us in 48 hours, we're going to hear from our government, and we will get the unemployment rate, we'll get the non-farm payroll, and we'll get the non-farm payroll jobs created. So this is a huge week as far as the market because of that. The Feds do not meet this month on interest rates, so we don't have to worry about that. But I still think most people think that we are going to have one more hike by the end of the year, right before Christmas, what we need. And I think it's going to be a challenge. So I think this week there isn't earnings to look at, so don't stress about that. I'm hoping that we see some market effort in rallies. We'll see tomorrow. We're going to open to the upside tomorrow morning. I'm not feeling overly bullish. I'm feeling hopefully bullish. So not even optimistic, but more hopeful than optimistic. And we'll have to see what the job numbers are this week. So again, this week is a week to be very, very careful. However, if we get through this week with some kind of momentum building, whether it's a gut feel, whether it's some releases by the government saying, hey, this is going to happen. We averted a shutdown over the weekend, which really might have hurt us short term. So maybe we are laying some groundwork for some good things. I'm always optimistic going into the fourth quarter, unless we have a pandemic going on. But we don't have a new pandemic. And so I'm going to keep that optimism going into the fourth quarter. We've got to start it somewhere. So I'm looking for some kind of momentum building exercises at the beginning of October. Even if it doesn't bear much fruit, at least we're going to hopefully plant some seeds. So I will see you guys later this week. I teach this week. We have shadow trading this week. I'm absolutely feeling very comfortable with our trades. We had a fantastic week last week with our shadow trades, and I'm very optimistic. I really want to get some excitement and fun for everybody going into the fourth quarter. So have a great start to the week, and we'll see you later in the week. Thanks. Bye-bye.